Well, the CHIPS Act is aiming exactly at reducing dependencies of the European Union from other parts of the world in semiconductors. And by doing that, is really aiming at strengthening the European sovereignty in semiconductors. And it helps businesses in three different ways. The first is that it introduces a new program, which is additional to the existing programs of the joint undertaking Key Digital Technologies. And it introduces a new program called the Chips for Europe initiative, which very much focuses on the development of a, let's say, research and industrial infrastructure, which can help industries to test and experiment their innovations, whether it's in manufacturing chips or whether it's in the design of chips. Secondly, it will facilitate investment in the European Union, in particular for manufacturing. It is adapting stated rules and therefore stimulating investment in the European Union. Already we have announcements for investments that go to about 80-90 billion euros in the European Union for the near future. And thirdly, it creates an ecosystem and it strengthens an ecosystem which at the moment tends to be quite weak in some of its segments, like manufacturers or design. And by increasing investment in these different areas, the idea is to really bring Europe back to levels of industrialization that will allow the continent to be less dependent, which does not mean self-sufficient, but simply less dependent on the rest of the world and capable of mastering the most advanced technologies. Well, the good news is that we don't need to refocus very much because we were already going in the right direction with the Key Digital Technologies joint undertaking. So we were already looking at challenges in terms of semiconductors for artificial intelligence or simply advancing our capabilities in the different areas for semiconductors or focusing on the development in certain key sectors for the European economy like automotive or telecommunications or healthcare, for example, or industry. So the idea is that we are continuing going in that direction, but we will be also investing in making available a sort of capacities that can really support these kind of developments, either because they allow and facilitate the testing and validation of innovation, or simply because they make more instruments and tools available to innovators, or they create innovative networks and innovative skills and talent that are actually more than ever needed in this sector. Well, the semiconductor industry and the innovation in semiconductors are essential for the green transition because semiconductors power all the electronic devices we have. And so the more energy efficient the semiconductors are, the more energy efficient our computers, our smart devices are going to be. And so they are absolutely essential for the green transition, exactly because they will be powering the electronic devices. On the other hand, it is often reminded that increasing, for example, the production of semiconductors and the manufacturing activities risk to pollute our environment, like many industrial activities really do. But we notice and we know that many industries in this sector are declaring to become climate neutral by 2030 at the latest. And if you look at the processes that are being put in place nowadays in semiconductors, you will see that there has been a really impressive progress from the point of view of impact on the environment in terms of processes of use of water, of use of resources, which is really very much at the center of the transformation of this industry. So I am very positive about the importance of semiconductors and also producing semiconductors in terms of its impact on the environment. Well, in semiconductors, like in digital in general, there is a strong shortage of experts, and in semiconductors in particular of engineers. And this is important because, of course, if we want to support the development of more manufacturing activities and more design activities, we are going to need more talent to be able to take on these activities. And it is a general problem we have in the world of digital. There is a big gap because the transformation of the industry has been much faster than the transformation maybe of our society, of our education systems. And so in semiconductors in particular, it will be very important to make this field of studies more attractive for students. So here I see the need of really being able to convince students that are undertaking engineering studies to then study electronics and remain in the field. And I see a very important role for industry to play together in collaboration with universities in terms of also offering internships and stimulating learning on the job, creating apprenticeships and simply creating and making clear that there are very interesting opportunities in this field, which is a very much futuristic field. And so, generally speaking, making the area more attractive for our young students. Then, of course, governments also play a role, because I think there should be maybe more attractive scholarships for this particular field, and generally for the fields where we don't have enough students and we don't have enough ladies participating. The participation of girls to digital studies at the moment is still limited, and it is a very important untapped potential that we are facing, and we really need to bring the young girls to be involved in digital. And then one of the attractive fields in the future should really be electronics.